I'm so excited. Hey, what's on here? Dear ones, please have a seat. Please come and find a seat. It's so good to see all of you here this morning. It truly has taken a village to make this happen. As folks begin to sit down, we'll just, John has amazingly pulled together sound for us and tech for us. Thank you, John. Lucky us will also provide music for us too. It's so good to be here with you all. We're also have folks joining us this morning online. Hello, everyone who's joining us online today. It's so wonderful to be able to be in person and online. So please, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath of arrival in and out. We are here, we're gathered. It is so good to be together this morning. And so, John, I'll just turn it over to you to declare our agreement.
All right. Good to see you, people.
Yeah.
All right. Speakers is loud. We gotta turn them down. Yeah, that's cool. Let's try that here. All righty. So I wrote this over the past year. I was writing very much. And I think this past year I didn't have an excuse of having no kids or no time. I said, well, I should do that. So I think you will catch many of the references in this song. It starts with me trying to keep my songwriting engine going. And then it gets into a little bit the past couple of years. I wrote my first good song on a pink guitar with just 2 strings. It didn't take too long, 'cause back then I knew everything. Now my muse is old and broken down. She drinks too much and starts sleeping around. But at night sometimes I hear that sound and I still believe. And I'll be brave and beautiful. Hearts on our sleeves, with souls high in our heads. Afraid to be late in a way that says I can't wait to make my stand. change the world. I don't need to be convinced. I've known him ever since he was a little girl. Now he's North Carolina bound, proof in hand so he can wave it around. As they pick their jars up on the ground, I still believe in all the brave and beautiful. Hearts on our sleeves, swords high in our hair. Afraid to behave in a way that says we can't wait to make us stand. I still believe brave and beautiful. On the McDonald's signs, tagline for Daniel Blue. And on the other side, the flag flies past as we back the blue. Now with no middle ground in sight, the war between red and blue and black and white, are we ready for the next great night? You ready for the insurrection? I only said this for your own protection. Who are you running from? We've already settled down. It's only us and there's no perfection. The art of history is no perfection. We reach just what we sow. You are not what you want. I can't believe where the number There's a melody that came to me at the break of dawn, whispering just enough from off the cuff to lead me on. She woke me up just to let me down, with 1,000 notes scattered there on the ground, and blew me one last kiss. She left town, and I still believe. Yes, I still believe. I still believe. Brave and beautiful. I still believe. I'm brave and beautiful. Hearts on our sleeves, so hang in my head. I'm afraid to behave in a way that says I can't wait to make my stand. I still believe, brave and beautiful.
Good morning and welcome, welcome, welcome to the First Universalist Church of Rochester, where we are called to nurture the spirit and to serve the community. Whoever you are welcome here. Wherever you come from, you are welcome here. Yes, Walter, we hear you in the back. Whoever you love, you are welcome here. And whether you are here in this park in person or if you are joining us online, you are welcome here. All of you, all of you, all of you is welcome here. It is good. It is good. It is good to be together this morning. We acknowledge with respect as we gather each Sunday, the Seneca Nation, keepers of the Western Door, and part of the Haudenosaunee people on whose ancestral lands First Universalist now stands. If you are here for the first time, we especially welcome you. Thank you so much for making your way here, however you are making your way here. We have a visitors form that can be found in the chat if you are joining us online. We also have a visitors form that can be found in your order of service. If you are joining us in person, please fill those out and hand them in as the offertory basket comes around so that we might better be able to welcome you beyond what we can offer here in this sacred space. If you're joining us online, please pop into the chat with a good morning or a greeting. And if you are joining us in person, please turn to a neighbor and offer a greeting before we start, because I know we can't wait to start. I will ask that you please ask for consent before offering a hug or a handshake, recognizing that not everyone is comfortable with touch yet, and maybe sometimes it's just okay to put a hand over the heart and just take a little bow of acknowledgement. But please greet one another. Please rise in body or spirit and greet one another.
Thank you so much for offering to do that. I was like, as soon as you set it up, I'm like, I'm gonna get like my cardio workout.
Friends, please remain standing or rise in body or in spirit as we sing Come, Come, Whoever You Are. We're actually going to sing it once through. You can find it in your order of service. We'll sing it once through all together, and then we're going to sing it in a round, which we haven't been able to do for, gosh, forever. And so actually we'll divide it like a little bit, just kind of divide it there-ish, and I will start us here, and then this group will follow. But let's start just singing it once through all together. Come, come, whoever you are. Beautifully done, as per usual, First Universalist. Please be seated. Doesn't that feel good? Yeah, so good. Right, Michelle, will you join me up here, please? And so we have come. And so we are here together, both in person and online for the first time. We have been through so much this year, which I feel like is an understatement. Enduring pain, loss, fear, hope, death, sadness, and the joy of finding our way back to in-person connection. We offer these words in the hopes that they welcome us back into gathering. And each phrase that Rev. Michelle and I will utter will just invite you to meet it collectively with, come, come, whoever you are. So let's just, we'll try it for a second. We'll just practice it. I'll just put my hands up as if to signal to you. Come, come, whoever you are. Ah, beautifully done.
If you are here out of the joy and the hope of regathering, if you feel hopeful about where we are and where we are going,
come, come, whoever you are. If you are here with a heart heavy from the past year, with burdens that often feel overwhelming and grief that is deep and potent, come, come, whoever you are.
if you come here excited to see people, to be connected with your church community,
come, whoever you are. If you feel anxious being here and you wish things were different, come, whoever you are.
if you miss gathering in our church building and you wish we were there this morning,
come, whoever you are. If you have never been in the building before and don't plan to go there for a while, if ever, come, whoever you are.
if you seek the Spirit, if you are here for community, if you know this place and these people as a piece of home,
come, whoever you are. Welcome back, dear ones. Welcome back to a worship service that looks different. Welcome back to a time of experimenting and learning and coming back to church. Welcome back to a community where you matter, where your family matters, where you are loved and where you are held. Come, let us worship together this morning.
As John Pelosi lights our chalice at the Riverbend Shelter and people light theirs at home, will you join me in saying our chalice words in unison? May we be a people of welcome, eager to grow in heart and mind and spirit, and may we reach out to serve our community. Please join me in our affirmation of faith, followed by our doxology. Love is the doctrine of this church, its quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the source and meaning of life. Thus do we covenant with each other and with all.
few months and over a year, we get to pass the basket this morning. Woohoo! I invite you to celebrate this new milestone with us by giving generously this morning, honoring that it has been so long since we have all been together. We also invite the folks online and here in person to drop your visitors cards and your joys and sorrows cards into the baskets as they come around. If you are online, please click the link in the chat to give online to First Universalist Church, or feel free to send a check to the church. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Oh, she was lovely. This is all right. This is right on about each of it, so I need to hear you. Reminds me of my perspective. There's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we gotta find a way to bring some loving here today. Oh, Father, we don't need to explain. No one's like the answer, Father. Only love can conquer. Oh, you know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Punish me with your brutality. Just talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? Now what's going on? Everybody thinks we're wrong. Oh, who they judge us simply because our prayer is long. Oh, you know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Brother, punish me with your brutality. Brother, just talk to me so you can see what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on. Tell me what's going on. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
and yet not brand new federal holiday. And I want to take this opportunity to tell this story because I wonder how many of you maybe didn't learn this in school or until maybe the last 5 years, or really until this week when I read an article and put it on my Facebook page. And I think some of the confusion is, why is there an Emancipation Day and why is there Juneteenth? So Emancipation Day celebrates when 3,000 enslaved people in Washington, D.C. were freed by decree by Abraham Lincoln. And then it was 8 months after that that the Emancipation Proclamation happened. And then it was, the end of the Civil War came and went. And there were still enslaved folks who had not heard this Emancipation Proclamation, this good news. It was nearly 3 years from Emancipation Day until the last 250,000 enslaved people in Texas were officially told that being enslaved is no longer legal. They cannot continue to do this to you. It took a long time for the news to get there, for it to be implemented. And of course, we know the vision of emancipation, of liberty and justice for all, we still aren't there yet. We still have a long way to go. So I don't know, did anybody get lost coming here today? Or a few days ago when I tried coming? Or was a little anxious about, am I gonna find where I'm going? Yes. So Friday, when we had our rehearsal, I tried to come from the 390 side. Ha! It does connect, but you wouldn't know that. See, when you're going from that side, the streets aren't really labeled. And they leaned and they whined, and I went this way, and that was a dead end, and I went this way, and that looped me back around, and I couldn't figure it out. But I didn't give up because I wanted to get there. I needed to get there. I knew that there was a there. And that people were counting on me. And so I went back out the way I came. I went all the way around to Elmwood, and I came in this way, and I found it. And I figured out how to label it better, hopefully so more of you didn't get lost. But I think that is the message of Juneteenth. We are not there yet. The streets will not be well labeled. We will find dead ends. We will get looped back around and end up back where we came from, but we will not give up because we know there's a there, because we want to get there, because we need to get there, and because people are counting on us. Yeah.
I guess you all can go home now, right? What's my job? I don't know. Thank you, Rev. Michelle. Thank you for keeping that focus. I'll invite you now into this reverent time of sharing the joys and the sorrows of our gathered community. If you would like to, you can place a hand over your heart to be able to listen from this heart-centered place. As Jillian places stones into a bowl of water that I went down and climbed down to the river and got this morning. These are waters from the Genesee River holding our joys and our sorrows this morning. I will read aloud the joys and the sorrows of our gathered community. This morning we share a joy from Jean and Joe Ott that their granddaughter Laura graduated from preschool at daycare, and tomorrow she will be in the school age group. We share a joy with Kitty Forbush on Thursday, June 17th. I celebrated 14 years of sobriety. We joined with Nancy Gady and Carl Abbott in celebrating their 20th anniversary. Happy anniversary, guys. Joy. We share a joy from Lois Baum, which may speak to all of our hearts. The rounds we sing at First Universalist were my comfort as I hummed him during several medical procedures this past year. Balm for the soul, joining you. From Pam Jacobstein, a joy. My son Mark and Natalie are expecting a baby in November. Yesterday's ultrasound revealed that she can suck her thumb. Oh, from Jan Hickman, my first great grandchild, Luke Figueres, was born earlier this month. All are doing fine after a rocky start. A joy from our office administrator, Emma Berry, so thankful for the perfect weather this morning. Thank you all for all of your prayers and meditations that were said in order to make this happen. From Beth Ayers, a joy. Today is the 51st anniversary of my marriage to David. He planned to come to church with me today as a loving gesture. Thank you, Beth. But I asked him to stay home to make sure our dog doesn't chew his stitches. Yeah. That is so real. Also from Beth Ayers, just acknowledging General Granger, who made the slave freedom announcement in Galveston, was born in Slovis and is a local. Really? Also taught school there for a year. You come to church to learn things. A joy for Melissa Parrish that her son Senna was found safely yesterday when he wandered away at 6 Feet Park. So we're so glad Senna was found. Good news. A joy and a sorrow, both from Lisa Bars. The joy, we have great candidates on the ballot Tuesday. Please vote. And a sorrow, my sister and brother-in-law are having health issues. Lisa, joining you on that. And we also must hold a sorrow here this morning. A sorrow that Ruth Fitzgerald died on Thursday. She has an obituary in the paper today. She's a longtime member of First Universalist. At this point, there are no plans for a memorial service. The family is doing a private interment. We are holding today all who knew and who loved Ruth in our hearts this morning, knowing that many of those folks are here in this park shelter with us this morning. She is very dear to this congregation.
And her cookies.
And her cookies, yes, don't forget the cookies. And let us drop one final stone into the bowl to represent all of the joys and sorrows left unspoken in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts. May all be held in the heart of love today. Today we already have a white candle lit. Here we are. To acknowledge that we are a community affected by the grief, loss, fear, and hope of living through a pandemic. But we are still living through a pandemic. May this candle's flame hold the many experiences around this horrific disease, and may its light be a beacon of hope and a reminder that we are not alone. Dear ones, I'll ask you to enter into a moment of prayer and meditation with me this time. Just, get comfortable in your seats or however comfortable you can be on a bench, and just ground yourself, place both feet on the ground. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's take another one in and out and really settle into this experience together. Dancing along the edge of summer, celebrating the length of the days, the warmth, the heat. We are here on the summer solstice. We are here. Holding the many meanings of father, dad, grandfather, parent. For many, this day is a day of gratitude and celebration. For many, a day of grief and mourning and remembering. For many, just another day. We are here on Father's Day. We are here. Honoring the freedom that is each and every person's right remembering and recognizing the ways white people lorded superiority and ownership over enslaved Africans, celebrating the ways people were free and got free, holding the work each of us still has to do to end systemic racism and white supremacy culture. We are here on the day after Juneteenth. We are here. Embarking on a new journey together, after worshiping in separate rooms for so long, recognizing that many of us remain online, holding that many of us are here in person, we are here. We are here. We are here. We are here. Amen. Blessed be. May it be so. As we enter into silence together, we allow our thoughts to settle. We make space to just be. In the midst of all that this day holds, let us just let go of those many meetings of this day and check in with our core self. Let us join in imperfect silence together. Our hymn of contemplation this morning is hymn number 123, Spirit of Life. Music can be found in your order of service, and we just invite you to sing seated wherever you are. When we sang Blow in the Wind, I didn't realize I was going to knock over all my flowers. That spirit of life really is present here with us in this gathering. It's just going to keep happening. As the old story goes, the ritual of flower communion is born out of a desire to honor the diversity in each community. As we bring flowers here from our many gardens and, let's be real, stores and experiences, we create a common vase that holds us all of us, in different colors, shapes, sizes, stages of formation and growth, with our thorns and with our smooth stems. These vases symbolize our community. People from many different experiences and opinions and mindsets coming together for connection. May these flowers bring blooming new life to us. May they remind us of how fragile and tender and beautiful each and every one of us truly are. May we know we are held by this community and something larger than ourselves. And may this ritual be a reminder that even as we have lived apart for so long, we have remained connected, still held by this community. In a moment, as you feel called, you are invited to come forward and to pick a flower from a vase or just up off the table, remembering that the intention is not to pick the flower that you brought, but rather to receive the gift of appreciating a flower someone else has brought. Let us just join in this important and beautiful ritual of flower communion together. Please come forward to the chancel as you feel called.
Oh. No, it's just a moisture. There you go. Actually, that's a good point. Like, I mean, a lot of people have their phones out and up, and like you can sort of pick from manual view.
It's true, that'd be cool. I only worry about like if you put like what's speaking out, that's the hard part.
Oh, right, because it's gonna jump to that mic too.
We've been around the internet having one of those instead of only at like 155, and I used this for when we were testing on Friday too, when we used up like half a gigabyte. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
so I don't think you have to worry about having to switch between two. Right.
I just want to invite us for a moment to just take a look at the blooms in our hands. Just take a moment to admire the particular flower that you picked. And as we look upon these blooms, I am thinking of what has blossomed for us in this past year, and also what has died. What parts of us have awakened, and what parts of us we needed to let go of in order to live the life we hope for. This year has been a year of difficult decisions, of trauma, of separation, and we are now in the midst of a season of happy reunions. Families coming together, celebrations of life, and weddings that have been postponed. I got 2 requests this past week. Folks are really looking to get married. For many of us, if not all of us, this has been a year that dragged on. One that we would rather leave behind us. Maybe that's you. For many of us, this has been a very rich time. Time to slow down and dig deep into what we value and who we are. For many of us, this time, a pandemic is not quite over. It is not yet resolved. Perhaps rather than just thinking about what has grown, And what has died, it's also time to reflect on the buds. I imagine some of you have them on your blooms. I didn't pick one that does, but maybe some of you have some buds on your blooms. Buds as a sign of new life, of growth to come, of what can be and will likely be in the future. We come into this sacred space out of our many different experiences of the last year, gathering here to see if we are in fact still a community. Gathering in new ways, both online and in person, to see what relationships are here that keep us bound to one another, that literally keep us in the vase, honoring a sacred life force that flows through all, even when we are separated in a pandemic, even as we continue to remain separated and cautious. Wow, it's been a long time since the cell phones rang. Shockingly, I missed it. I'll have to start saying, please turn off your cell phones at the beginning of the service. Gosh, all the things we forgot. There's a life force that grew these blooms, a life force that is teeming with a spring of new growth and a summer of warmth. Who are we together? Who have we been when we were apart? How have we grown? Especially in ways that we did not expect. Let these flowers be a reminder and a way to honor that growth. Let the blooms you hold in your hands, and I hope some blooms that folks can find around you at home, be a reminder that you are planted here at First Universalist Church. Your roots are in shared soil, nourished by shared waters, sustained by the very same sun. Each Sunday, we say at the beginning of our service that it is good to be together. I say that because I believe it. Because I truly believe that we are better together than we are alone. We have remained connected through it all. Even forging new connections in a time when so many of us were physically isolated. It is good to be together because when we are together, we can put our life struggles and celebrations into perspective. When we are together, we are connecting with something larger than ourselves, whether you believe in God or a connecting life force or even the power found in human community. We are here together. And that being together is a deep blessing. Let these vases be the water that holds our myriad experiences over these last few years. Let these flowers remind us of where we have grown and also in their fragile lifetime, what we have needed to let go of. Let the people around us, whether on the screen or in person, be a source of connection for us in this time and in the days to come. It is good to be together. Amen. Blessed be, and may it be so. Dear ones, the summer is here. It's the summer solstice today. The summer is here, and thus you have a summer minister here to serve this congregation, Peter House. Peter, come on up. Peter, I have a special flower here for you, and it's actually a flower that was this bunch of flowers that were grown out of Eileen Fernandez's garden. Roses with both blooms and buds, a little bit of thorns and some smoothness. And so I'm just passing this on to you as a special flower for you to take and to maybe watch bloom over the course of the months ahead. And with it comes a blessing for your ministry. Peter, May your words be nourishment and guidance for our shared community. May what you share with this church come from the heart, as I know it always does, and be shepherded by the Spirit. May you be blessed with good Wi-Fi access and all the tech support that you desire. And may this summer serve to sustain you as you serve this amazing and wonderful congregation.
Truly amazing and truly wonderful.
Amen. My gratitude to you, Peter, for picking up this mantle in unprecedented times. I am so grateful to share this ministry with you. I'm so excited for what this summer will bring to our congregation. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome into summer ministry.
Thank you.
And I also just really need to say, I want to offer y'all an invitation. Please offer Peter the same grace and support that you have been offering me through this past year. We are meeting on the last Sunday of the 10:30 a.m. worship year. Many of us are tired, and Peter cannot minister to you all by himself. He needs your support as much as I have needed your support this year. This church needs your support. And so I just ask that you remain engaged, whether online or in person this summer, that our community may remain a place to nurture the Spirit and serve the community, even as everyone is on vacation and in need of rest. Thank you, Peter. I'm so looking forward to what will come this summer.
Me too.
Shall we sing? Yeah. I think we shall. So please rise in body or in spirit. Our final hymn is hymn number 100, Peace Like a River. As we stand by the Genesee River here, we invoke its peace to flow through us and out into the larger world. One of the things that I love about this song is actually, it can be improvised a little bit. So we got some verses there in your order of service. And then I'm actually just going to invite you to think through. So we got like joy like a fountain, love like an arrow, tears like the raindrops. What are you feeling? If you could just call out for a moment, like what's one thing, like what are you feeling and what is it like? Anything?
Care of a shelter.
What?
Care of a shelter.
Care of a shelter. That will be one of our verses. What's another one?
Hugs like a blanket.
Hugs like a blanket. Gosh, I gotta start writing these down. Care of a shelter, hugs like a blanket. One more maybe?
Joy of awakening.
Joy of awakening. All right, those will be our verses after we sing through all of the ones in our hymn. So let's join hearts and voices in singing together. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got
got care of the shelter. I've got care of the shelter. I've got care of the shelter in my soul. I've got care of the shelter. I've got care of the shelter. I've got care of the shelter in my soul. Hugs like a blanket. I've got hugs like a blanket. I've got hugs like a blanket. I've got arms like a blanket in my soul. I've got arms like a blanket. I've got arms like a blanket. I've got arms like a blanket in my soul. Joy and awakening. I've got joy and awakening. I've got joy and awakening. I've got joy and awakening in my soul. I've got joy and awakening. I've got joy and awakening. I've got joy and awakening in my soul.
I just wanted to say it's so wonderful to see everybody in person. And as I watched everybody progress up to get their flowers, it dawned on me that lots of you are people I've known for almost 30 years. So it's wonderful to be together in person. As we extinguish our chalice flame this morning, let us read together the words that are printed in the order of service and on the screen for those at home. We extinguish this flame, but we keep its light in our hearts with its message of love and justice, taking it outside these walls to the world we live in until we are together again.
Oh my gosh, we're together again. So we honor today that we have a practice at the end of our service, generally of holding hands. And that practice may not feel comfortable for everyone. So to honor this, we invite folks here at the Riverbend Shelter to indicate whether or not you want to hold hands with the person next to you. You can hold an open stance if you'd like to hold hands, or you can cross your arms over your chest, indicating that you are not comfortable with holding hands. For folks joining us online, I'll invite you to please just reach out to the edges of your screen. As we gather to create a circle, an unending line, a connection here, honored and acknowledged. Friends, it is good to be together again. May you go forth today with these blooms reminding you of new life, of growth, of promise, of hope. May you go forth today being held in the shelter of care, in hugs like a blanket, in the joy of awakening. Dear ones, it is so good to be together. May your summer be blessed. May you know that you are loved. And may you take that love and bring that love out into the world that we live in and be that love with whomever you meet. And let the people of the church say, amen. As we come to a time to close our service, I'll invite those online to follow the benediction with the words, I am rooted in this year and ready for another one. Please join us in typing those in the chat together. And maybe we could all say it. I am rooted in this year and ready for another one. Let us enjoy our person from our fabulous music director, Rochester.